Paul, an Akron police sergeant, was arrested and convicted for using police tools to stalk and harass his ex.
So he could go down to the station at any time. He had keys, he could just get in, he could go up to his office, he could get on the computer, and he could find out anything he wanted.
An AP investigation found Paul is one of hundreds of officers disciplined for misusing access. From 2013 to 2015, at least 325 law enforcement employees terminated or suspended. 250 officers received some sort of reprimand.
When you're driving and a cop pulls you over, now they check for, an active license, any outstanding warrants, valid insurance, registration, right? Well, what if cops could also automatically detain you to run a full criminal history check for no reason whatsoever? That very question may be decided by the U.S. Supreme Court very soon. I'm attorney Adrienne Lawrence, and this is Overruled. Welcome to TYT Overruled, where you get to be the judge. Our case for today concerns whether or not the Supreme Court should hear Carlisle v. Kentucky. That's a case that deals with criminal history checks during traffic stops. So here are the 3 things you need to know about this case. First, here's what went down. It was an early afternoon in September 2017 when 3 white cops pull over a truck in Covington, Kentucky. They claim it's possible taillight exhaust violations. Sure. The driver's white. The passenger, Rodney Carlisle, is black. The driver tells the cop that he himself has a criminal record. So the cop runs the driver's ID and Carlisle's ID to learn that the driver's license is suspended. He lets the driver off with a warning, but he says you can't drive the truck. And the officer says, "Can I search your truck?" Driver says, "Sure." The driver, again, who's white, steps out of the car. He gets patted down for 3 seconds. Carlisle steps out of the car. He's patted down for 54 seconds. The car is searched. They find 2 bags of unused syringes, scales, and other drug paraphernalia. So what do the cops do? Well, they tell the driver, who owns the truck, to sit on the hood of the officer's car. And then they proceed to handcuff Carlisle. They put him on the side of the road, take off his shoes and his pants so that they can fully search him on the side of the road. And then in unison, they mute and they shut off their cameras for their mics. Carlisle gets charged with 3 counts of felony drug trafficking, which carries about 5 to 10 years apiece. Wow. Second, the issue before SCOTUS is a 4th Amendment one. Are police entitled to conduct criminal history checks during every traffic stop? Now, traffic stops are seizures. The 4th Amendment says you can't have unreasonable searches and seizures. The courts already say it's reasonable for an officer to check for outstanding warrants, registration, and insurance. Now, Carlisle is arguing that 9 minutes it took for the officer to run an additional criminal history check was an unreasonable seizure. We don't even need to get to the drug part right now. Anyways, the Kentucky Police Department says that it's automatically part of its job. And the courts, they're split on the matter. 5 courts of appeal say, hey, police can automatically perform a full criminal background check during every traffic stop under this theory that it promotes officer safety. And 2 courts of appeal say, hey, this is a case-by-case basis. Third, let's talk about the elephant in the room, racism. It was clearly afoot in this case. And if SCOTUS were to rule that automatic criminal history checks aren't a seizure, it'd only perpetuate more racism. There are over 19 million traffic stops conducted each year. It's a known fact that black and brown people are stopped at far greater rates than white people. So who do you think officers are going to spend more time conducting these criminal history checks on? The end result will be greater psychological burden on black and brown people, more planted police evidence, and falsified charges. And that's not to say that police can't do a criminal history check on a person, but what they would need is probable cause to do it. That means they'd need some articulable reason based on fact to believe that a crime has been committed. That's it. Those are the 3 things you need to know about Carlisle v. Kentucky. So what do you think? Should automatic criminal history checks be allowed during a traffic stop? Something that's over and above this basic warrant, registration, and insurance check. You let me know your thoughts. Hit me up on Twitter using the hashtag TYTOverruled and follow us for more. Catch you later.